How's it going, guys? This is Tuku with Logic Airsoft, and today I'm going to be going over the buckings that we have at our store and compare the buckings, because I know a lot of you guys have questions in regards to the 70, the 60, the 75, the 80, whether you go Decepticon or Autobot, whether you get AIP, Cow, or Guarded. So I'm here to talk about the numbers. So I was using a stock 5.1 high kappa with the black bucking and completely stock. The only thing that was changing out was obviously the buckings. So I was using a stock kappa, bucking was swapped, and I was also using the stock magazine. That way, if any of you guys get a stock kappa, you guys know what to expect or have a good insight as to how it's going to perform with said bucking. So we're going to start off with the chronoing on the stock high kappa. The average was 298, and the highest FPS it reached was 310, and the lowest was 286. Mind you, all of these were measured with 0.2 gram BBs. The Maple Leaf 50 degree, the average was 306, the highest it reached was 312, the lowest it reached was 296, which is going to be this guy right here. The 60 degree was 307. The average was 307. The highest was 314. The lowest was 298, which you can see a small discrepancy between the 50 and the 60 degree, which I'll get into the degrees later. The Maple Leaf 70 degree, the average was 307. The highest FPS was 312, and the lowest FPS was 302. Again, discrepancy. The Maple Leaf 75 degree, which is the pinkish one, the average was 310, which is a lot higher. The highest was 318, which is the highest we've seen, and the lowest was 300, which is slightly off by the 70. And the Maple Leaf 80 degree, which is this black one right over here, the average was 309, the highest was 316, and the lowest was 302. We go on to the AIP bucking. The AIP bucking, the average was a whopping 315, the highest was 323, and the lowest was 309. The Garter bucking was 306 for the average, 308 for the highest, 286 for the lowest. Now we're going to go into Cow, which is my least favorite bucking, and you'll see why. The red one, average was 301, highest was 308, the lowest was 295. For the white bucking, the average was 298, the highest was 304, and the lowest was 286. For the black bucking, the average was 297, the highest was 306, and the lowest was 289. So with that being said, as you can tell, the AIP bucking performed very, very well, which is my personal favorite. Right behind it, I would want to say I would want to argue the 75 degree was right behind it. Everything else kind of performed how we expected it to. What did surprise me was the 75 degree, mainly because I'm not a huge fan of the Maple Leaf buckings, just because of the C-clamp and the variations that they have. I use the rubber ones just because they're the most common ones and the most popular one that we sold online. So I just wanted to see what's the most common bucking out there for testing purposes. Pretty amazed with that the Maple Leaf 75 degree performed as well as it did. But I do notice that there's a lot of FPS, jumps and whatnot. That could be because of the weather. That could be because it's a little bit warm out. It could be a lot of things. But based off of the numbers, the bucking that really gave you your best price performance is going to be the AIP one with the massive FPS increase. Unfortunately, since I was chronoing outside, I couldn't get an accuracy, if it made any difference in accuracy, but that is definitely something I'm going to be doing very, very soon. I'm going to be going to Tax City to take care of that. But the numbers speak for themselves. The AIP bucking overall just seemed to perform significantly better than everything else, which I was more or less surprised of. I thought something else would come close, like the Garter bucking, since it is a stiffer bucking compared to the rest of them. These are a little bit more squishier. Yeah, even the 80 degree doesn't come close to it. This feels more like a stock bucking than anything. It's still a relatively good bucking. It was hopping extremely well. This 80 degrees is a little too stiff for my liking, which is why I'm not surprised that I performed the way that it did. It performed pretty well, but just it's a little too stiff for my liking. I like to have some more wiggle room. The 75 degree performed very, very well. The way it was hopping beat was actually pretty well. I'm gonna get a whole shooting video of all of these buckings so we can really get down in detail to see what the better bucking is for hopping, for higher FPS, for different sorts of builds that you guys may or may not want. Something you guys will have on your build, a specific build, an indoor build, an outdoor build, so you can really start breaking everything down from the kind of bucking. This is the Decepticons that I tested on. We're going to get into the Autobots in another video. We're going to get into the Mr. Hop and all of those buckings. So my take from this whole video is, if you're looking for strictly FPS, because again, I didn't test the accuracy, I didn't test range, hopping. If you're looking for strictly FPS, the AIP bucking is definitely the way to go. I've been saying it from the get-go, from the first day. They're really, really good buckings. They're very, 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 very slept on. My personal favorite. I've run it on all of my builds. Really, really like it. As I've done this testing before, way back when, but I wanted to do a fresher one to see if anything might have changed with their quality control and whatnot. But for the most part, the numbers seem relatively the same. So yeah, this pretty much concludes the video on the FPS gain on all of the buckings. And in the next video, I'll probably get that accuracy and see how they hop with 0.2s, 0.25s, and 3s. All right, catch you guys in the next one. Later.